All right, good morning, guys. Good morning. Happy Sunday. Another London game. I'm just gonna get started here and go right through all the games because there's a lot to get to. Excuse me here. And yeah, we're gonna get straight to it. It's an early game. Rams at Jaguars. No Puka, so that kind of kills the vibe a little bit because Puka is on the short list of best players to watch in football. But I think because he's not there, the Rams are favored by 3. I won't bet these London games no matter what. But if I was advising, I would take the under. If you are going to bet, the Rams are really going to want to run the football, short passes. Both teams have good defensive lines and can get after the quarterback. I doubt either coach wants to put their quarterback in the situation where they're losing the game for him and getting blitzed. And yeah, it's London, so I'm just banking on tricky stuff. But all right, I'm going to go through these games here because it's actually a really cool part of the season for 2 reasons. One, now we're 6 games into it, 5 for some teams, 6 for most teams. So now you can really have an opinion because as I have been saying ever since I've started this thing, once they change the rules in training camp and they don't practice as much, the first 4 weeks of the season, you have no idea. The Panthers are the perfect team to exemplify that. You're trying to figure it out. And the teams are trying to figure it out. There's injuries. There's a lot going on. Now we're getting to a part of the season where having some strong opinions doesn't mean things can't change, but you're starting to figure out who these teams are. And then secondly, and probably most interesting about this particular year is who the hell is good? Who the hell is bad? It was a lot of consensus, especially in the AFC going into the year. Bills, Ravens, Chiefs. Well, neither of those teams are leading their division as the Patriots have the tiebreaker over the Bills, and the Chiefs are, at 3-3, and we all know what's going on with the Ravens. And then in the South, you got the Texans, and they're 2-3. They play tomorrow night. Colts are 4-1. So the AFC is completely upside down. Now the question is, do you buy into these teams? Do you think that the Colts are definitely making the playoffs? Do you think the Texans have no chance? Which teams are finished? It's a lot going on in the AFC, and then the NFC. I wouldn't say it's surprising the way it is in the AFC, but nobody's separating themselves. So you can really make an argument for who the best team is with like 6 or 7 teams. So there's a lot going on. I'm excited to get through the games. Let's go through them one by one. The first one is going to be the slam dunk for survivor pick because the Chiefs haven't had any easy games this year. This is an easy game for them. They're home against the Raiders, 11.5-point favorites. Be careful here. I said it a few weeks ago about the Raiders. I don't think they're very good, but I think they're going to win a couple games that they shouldn't win because that's just a Pete Carroll thing. He'll get them hyped. He loves being the underdog. This is a dangerous spot for the Chiefs. The Chiefs have played nonstop national televised games. Every game feels like a big game. They're now 3-3, and the Raiders are they're feeling the best they felt about themselves the entire season because now they're 2-4, so they're not rolling here. I'm drawing a quick blank. Who they beat last week? All right, they beat the Titans, the forgettable Titans. But yeah, they dominated the game. The defense played good. They have beaten the Chiefs in Kansas City. Was that 2 years ago on Christmas? I am not betting on the Raiders. I don't want to bet the Raiders, but if you're doing a pool, I would say, if you have to make the bet, I would take the Raiders, number one, and I would just be really careful about the teasers in this game. It wouldn't shock me if the Chiefs have to win this game by a field goal at the end of the game. I like the Raiders a lot with the 11.5. When you're actually betting your own money, do you really have to bet against Mahomes in Kansas City? I found that out the hard way with the Lions last weekend. So yeah, I'm just going to leave this one alone. But I do like the Raiders. All right, game I love, which it's hard to love a game when it's over-under is only 34.5 points. But I don't care if the over-under was 24.5 points. I would still take the under today. That is Dolphins-Browns under 34.5. Guys, I don't know what to say about this game except I can't imagine this game goes over unless I'm getting interceptions or fumble returns for touchdowns. And I don't want to say that out loud, even though I just did. But the Browns are not going to be able to move the football. Dillon Gabriel is god-awful. They're going to run the ball with Judkins and just pound them. And the Dolphins, on the flip side, I have no idea what to expect from the Dolphins offense because Tua's throwing everybody under the bus. I expect them to be lackluster in their pass protection, to say the least. They're going to want to run the football. The weather is so bad. Like that's part of, one of the main reasons it's 34 and a half and not 40 and a half. But it is just going to be a disgusting game, and neither team's going to want to lose the game. I want to take the Browns -3, but that just goes against every one of my gambling rules, which is I cannot bet money on the Browns. That it just does not make any sense to me with Dylan Gabriel as a quarterback. So as much as I want to do it, I think the Browns should win because the Dolphins are a flaming disaster. I'll just go with the under in case the Browns somehow can't get the ball at all in the end zone and their kicker's not good. So I'll just take the under there, but I really do like it, 34 and a half. And you know what? We got breaking news here because you can bet on the Titans now. Callahan is gone. The Titans are freed. They have a chance to win a football game. I am 100% taking the Titans today. New coach, unbelievable spot here for the Titans. They're getting 7 at home against New England. Getting 7 at home against New England, yeah. So you get the new bump from having the new coach. I don't love the coach. Mike McCoy's been around forever. Anybody's better than Callahan. Anybody. He was 4-19 as a head coach against the spread. I have not looked that up to see who's worse or who's in second place. But if you're 4-19 against the spread, I just want to take a minute and think about how ridiculous that is. Like you have the lines makers come out and spend gazillions of dollars to figure out our betting patterns so that it can design the spread to get 50-50 action. And you have a team and they just can't figure out how to make the number so that the Titans can actually cover a spread because they're 4-19. And I think I heard somewhere it could have been worse. Like one of the lines moved. They counted the Titans win this year against the Broncos. It's just bad. It's been really bad with Callahan. So they get a brand new coach. Well, brand new, he's been the offensive coordinator, but still new coach. And New England, New England's been playing good. I got to give them. I'm still not sold, though. I'm still not sold. I don't love the weapons. Drake May's been playing great. Let's see what happens when we get some more film. Tough spot going to Tennessee. A big letdown. I know Vrabel gets to get the revenge against the Titans, except nobody's there for him to get revenge on. Like the GM's gone. The coach that they replaced him with is gone. It's just, I'm not buying that the Patriots are going to be so hyped to avenge Vrabel. In fact, I think the Titans might be hyped to show that they're not a terrible football team now that Callahan's gone. I think Cam Ward's actually really good at football. I'm going to go Titans. Titans +7. I want to take the Saints today, but I'm going to ultimately stay away from it. Feels like the situation with the Browns and the Raiders. If you have to bet, that's one thing. But when you're betting your own money, again, it's like certain spots you don't want to. That's how I'm feeling about the Saints game. Like, man, the Bears are in a really good mood. I know what that home crowd's going to look like. It's gonna be a pain in the ass for the Saints on offense. Rattler looks good. I got to give it to him. Spencer Rattler is developing, and he's going to be a starting quarterback in the NFL again. Whether or not the Saints give him a shot because they're going to have a high draft pick remains to be seen. But he's good. He is good. There's a lot of things not to like about the Bears. They've won 25-24. Should look that up. That seems like an impossibility. Back-to-back weeks to win 25-24. And they won both games very luckily, right? They beat the Raiders and they beat the Commanders. The way they beat Washington on Monday night was, Washington beat themselves. And they're only favored by 3.5. And that's because the Saints are a really competent football team. I thought that was going to be the case before the season. I wasn't as low on the Saints as most people. But I just don't want to take the 3.5 here. I'm worried. I have a feeling it's a defensive game. So I circled it this morning as a potential under, and I'll see if I pull the trigger on it. But I do not like the Bears -3.5. I don't like the Saints +3.5. It just it's a game for me. But I do think it's going to be a defensive game. All right, I like the Eagles. I'm with the Eagles today. I'm fading Carson Wentz. The Eagles are obviously going through something, right? They're 4-2, but every story seems like it's a negative one. The Jalen Hurts passing saga is a negative storyline. The Giants absolutely kicked their ass, humiliated them, and they get an extra couple of days. I think that's going to really help the Eagles. I don't think the Vikings coming off a bye with Carson Wentz has an advantage. I don't like Carson Wentz at all. I can't believe the Vikings are being non-committal with the quarterback situation. I know McCarthy didn't look good against the Falcons last time we saw him on that Sunday night game. I'm just really, really not sold on Carson Wentz. I feel like he's gotten away with a couple passes when I've watched his games over the past couple of weeks. This is a bad matchup for him. I don't think he gets somehow revenge on the Eagles, his old team that dumped him. I don't know. I think the Vikings are going to be right around 9 wins, 8, 9, or 10. I can't see them really finishing without one of those win totals. They're going to have a chance to make the playoffs at the end of the season. The Eagles are going to get right this game. It's in the Dome. It's a great crowd. I know all that, but the Eagles are going to want to run the football. I think they reestablished a running game. I know they're banged up. I'm going to take the Eagles, though. Eagles -1.5. If I bet there's certain teams, I know everybody feels this way when you've been betting for a long time, where you can almost guarantee you'll lose no matter what side you bet on because you just can't figure out that team. And for me, it's got to be the Carolina Panthers, the 2025 Carolina Panthers. Before the season, I had them winning 9 games. And the first 2 weeks of the season, they look like the worst team ever. I don't know when to bet them, when not to bet them. Can't figure it out. I want to take them this week because they're playing well. They have all the good juju. They're going to New York, who has all the bad juju. Last time we saw Justin Fields, we got to investigate him for betting the under in his props. Like, I don't know what else to say. He was so bad in London against the Broncos last week. He wouldn't throw the ball. He wouldn't do anything of any substance. I don't know how you can take the Jets, except the matchup is pretty favorable as far as run offense versus run defense. So I get that logic. Oh, man, I want to take the Panthers. I'm just not going to do it. I'm just going to leave it alone. But I would take the Panthers, but I'm going to leave it alone. All right. This Colts-Chargers game feels too easy because everything's really set itself up to just take the Chargers, and I'm going to do it. So if I'm walking into it, whatever. My eyes are wide open as I'm walking into it because they're going to get 2 linebackers back, Perryman and Khalil Mack for the Chargers, and they're home. The Colts are running on fumes here. They beat the Cardinals. They've been playing a lot of close games, a lot of exhausting games. They could be undefeated. I get it. They've already played at SoFi. That's where they lost to LA 2 weeks ago, and now they're back. It's 2.5. It would be 4 or 5 points if the Colts weren't 5-1, or whatever they are, 4-1, 5-1. They're rolling, and the Chargers are, again, trying to figure the Chargers out. They barely beat the Dolphins last week, but they did beat the Dolphins, and it was a great win. It was a great energy win. It's a great flight home. It's a great week of practice. I have a feeling the Chargers are going to kick some ass today. The Colts are going to – I'm still not sold on the Colts, so we'll see. I like the Chargers -2, and I believe those are going to be my bets. I got the under. Yeah. Well, no, I'm sorry. I got one more. I forgot to get that. I'm saving that one for the end. Cardinals, Packers. Your guess is as good as mine on the Packers. Not touching this game. I feel like I want to wait till Thanksgiving to watch the Lions play the Packers and see where both those teams at. That's a Thanksgiving game because I can't figure either team out right now. I think both teams have a chance to win the Super Bowl, and I think both teams could spiral out of control. The Lions on Monday night, I'm excited to see that. I'm more confident in the Lions, but as far as this game's concerned, the Packers are 7-point favorites at Arizona. I'm not sure if it's better if Brissett starts or Kyler Murray starts. I could see the Packers just going in there and demolishing them. They're playing on a dome. They're going to play fast. Their defense is going to be excited to go. They barely held on to against the Bengals last week. And I don't know. Something feels off with the rhythm with their passing game. And if Josh Jacobs gets going, then I feel great about the Packers. I feel like it's a dynamic passing game. But as soon as it's like a must-throw situation for Green Bay, I'm not confident. Jordan Love, I don't know if it's there. I think the jury's out. I'm more high on other guys than I am on Jordan Love. He throws a great ball, but as far as his play progression, his feel for the moment, so it's one of those games that I'll stay away from. I did with the Cardinals last week. I wanted to take the Cardinals, end up not doing it. I just know it's going to be a lot of Packer fans, and if the Cardinals get down, I could see them turning the ball over a lot. And I do think a lot of people are going to take the Cardinals. It's hard to bet the Packers right now because they won't cover spreads for you. I am going to stay away from it, and I'm going to stay away from this Commanders-Cowboys games because the Commanders have nobody at wide receiver, which ironically might help them because maybe they'll focus a little bit more on running the ball. And the Cowboys, Their defense leaves a lot to be desired. Stopping the run, ask Dowdle last week, who just ran all over him for the Panthers. But if you look on the other side of the ball, Dak is on absolute fire, and I don't know. I don't really want to bet against Dak. It's a huge rivalry game. I'm telling you, this Laramie Tunsil is a net negative. I got to be the only one that was saying that because he got all this money. Everybody's happy to have him. He gets penalties. Oh, I just do not like him. I have a feeling he screws this game up somehow. This feels like a wild game. It's the game of the week. Brady will be there. Just a wild game. I want to take the over, but what was the number? I thought it was really high. 50 something. Yeah, it's 54.5. It's like I couldn't do that. So I have to leave it alone. And then my favorite game, excuse me, for the day is going to be the Giants. It feels like Giants +7 at Denver. Too good to be true because I'm too high on the Giants and I'm fading the Broncos. So if I'm wrong about the game, I'm going to eat it. I know the Broncos defense is playing great, but I don't know if their run defense is good enough to stop the Giants when they're going to run a power running game. The Broncos defense is elite when they get their pass rush going and they know you're throwing the ball. You can run the ball right down their throat. I have a feeling that's what the Giants are going to attempt to do. I think they're going to come out with just a ton of great energy. Yeah, it's a tough road game. It's a tough spot, but 7 points is just way too many. And then on the flip side, I don't know how this Broncos offense gets rolling against the Giants. I think the Giants defense is going to be able to create havoc all day long. The Broncos are going to try to get a couple deep shots. If they connect on those, that's the one way the game could go sideways, but they're not going 9-10 plays down the field. That Giants D-line's too good. I'm still not sold on the Broncos. Great win for them last week. I give it to them. If you were high on the Broncos before the season, you're feeling great now. I just have a good feeling about the Giants. I had a good feeling about them before the year started with Russ at the quarterback spot. Wasn't sure, frankly, if Jackson Dart was going to be as good as he was going to be. But after watching them, I think there's something special going on with the Giants. I will take the 7 points. I like the Giants. So I got Titans, Eagles, Giants, Chargers, under in Dolphins, and the Browns. And then the Sunday night game is like a non-starter for me because I can't get the Falcons right to save my life. I will not bet the Falcons. The Falcons, they're on my list. I cannot bet the Falcons. Mac Jones at home. Maybe I talk myself into it depending on how the afternoon goes. Feels like a good game, though. A sneaky, really important game when you start thinking about playoff positions. I don't see either team winning the division, but when you got to have a tiebreaker at the end of the year, both of these teams should be right in the mix. The Falcons are dynamic, but it's a tough spot going all the way to San Francisco on a very short week. So don't underestimate that. And I think that's it. No Ravens today. Ravens are, I don't know what we're hoping for. I guess we're hoping that the Bears lose and get exposed because we don't need them to have a bunch of confidence coming into next week. If they lose to the Saints, they probably won't feel great about themselves. So, yeah, that's my 2 cents. The baseball game tonight, I mean, if you're not watching these baseball games, I'm sure, God, these are unbelievable, like just absolutely unbelievable. I don't need to, lament how ridiculous it was what Ohtani did on Friday night. But this game tonight is going to be fantastic because the Mariners manager is just out here choking the game away. Like he is, oh boy, is he on pins and needles. He got really lucky that his offense bailed him out Friday night. Like the Mariners, something did not feel right. And the way he pulled Bryce Miller and the situation, it was just like, wow, really, really anxious. He's got Gilbert going tonight, and the Blue Jays got the Savage guy who got rocked last time. I don't know. Pins and needles there for Blue Jays fans. Should be a great game. That's tonight. I just haven't had strong opinions. I like the Dodgers, but I don't love the value, and I won't do the -1.5. So wait till the World Series here and fire off what I think. And I guess that's about it. Talk college football next week with J-Mart, but it was an exciting day and good day for him. So, all right, good luck, guys. Whatever you're betting on, good luck, and I'll see you guys in the morning.